Okay, here I am today. I'm helping Joni Baloney out. She had to take Big Daddy in for, I think they're taking treatment or something today. So she took Big Daddy in, and I'm sitting in for her. And Stevie, Poopy Pants, Doo-Doo Head, Billows is running the den. And me and Junkie and Pee-wee and Raji's cutting ahead. Stevie, boy, settle down, Timmy. But there's a hickory. So basically, I'm talking out my butt. But basically, I back Stevie in there, and I'm throwing a load on him, bucking up as I'm kind of running out of stacking room. This is not a good yard. This yard is softer than crap. There was a pot. Mom's taking a shower. Boys! Well, use a towel. Get your towel. Find your towel. You're a big boy now. Oh, that's pretty upset. So anyway, them 3 logs was ash. The first one I put on was a hickory. And then what we're getting ready down to now is hard maple. I tried to pre-sort a little bit. All our logs go to our mill. Now, our logs, we don't sell logs nowhere. They all go to the mill. I get these questions asked all the time, so I'll just try to answer them halfway. All the logs we buy goes to our mill. We're the only logging company at our mill. At this point in our lives, I think we're sawing probably 9 to 13 semi-loads a day at the mill, depending on what we're on, species-wise. And that could drop down to, no, I'd say not. Well, no, it could drop down to 8. But 8 to 13 semi-loads a day is what we saw in the mill of raw product of logs. So, and we're only sawing 3 days a week. But that's roughly what we get. But basically, we're feeding that with one crew. We buy no gate logs and we sell no logs. The only logs we sell is veneer, which goes to get, sliced for veneer stuff. For the real thin sheet type of stuff. So them must be maples too. And so what you're doing when you're loading it. Now, my stuff ain't like cotton tops. We don't have headache racks on our trucks. So the stuff you're seeing, no, I'm saying my stuff, the sawmill stuff. The stuff you're sean on these trucks that has a headache rack, it really changes the way the weight goes on a semi-trailer compared to what he's doing. He can hang that wood out the front of his trailer quite a bit, and that throws that weight up on the tractor. Now, the way a semi-trailer is designed, your kingpin sets back about 2.5 feet from the end of the trailer. So the center of weight where your fifth wheel grabs your trailer is 2.5 feet back from the front. Now, on the back of the trailer, the back set of tandems has got a 4-foot spread roughly. So the center's back there is 4-foot axle to axle. Plus you got another, I can't remember all this in my head like I used to. It's been a while since I built a log trailer. But you're talking like the center of the center of gravity from the trailer dolly, the trailer chassis back there is like 6 foot up from the end of the trailer, or maybe 4 foot. But it's 4 or 6 foot. In the front of the trailer, it's 2.5 foot. So a lot of your weight tends to, think of 2 men carrying a board. If one guy chokes up real far on the board, he's going to carry most of the weight than the guy grabbing the board right on the end. So that's basically how log trailers work in a nutshell. Especially our trailers, the racks on it that holds the wood back from the front of the trailer. So you're always trying to push your heavy wood up towards the tractor to get that weight to balance out for the DOT officers. So when and they don't want to see a truck that's loaded top heavy as hell on that tractor just to get your weights right, go down the road all dangerous and flipsy flopsy, which I tend to do that sometimes. Push a load up and get it flipsy flopsy up on the tractor. They don't like seeing that, So to cheat and do that, you take something like red oak or hickory, or in this case, I'm using hard maple. To to throw weight in, and I think I might be mixing some hickory in up the front. I can't think that one log was a hickory. I can't tell the screen's real. Nope, must have been ash. The one I dropped was ash, and that was maple, I believe. So I'm using this maple to throw the weight up front, and then the middle bunk's ash, and the back bunk's going to be a mix of pine, hickory, and maybe a little bit of maple and ash. Whatever's left over kind of goes in the back there. So when it gets to the mill, Eli don't have to do so much sorting with the wheel loader because the knuckle boom does a lot better job of sorting. So you kind of, but you don't want to sort it all at once. You don't like, you kind of sort within reason from the saw deck. You know, once I make a cut here, and whop, there's some log. Well, no, I pinched the blade. Nice. I'm glad I caught that on Vigicordons. But anyways, you go to the stack. You know, try to do some sorting there. You know, most of that rick I just grabbed out of would be red oak, white oak, and poplar. But I have some of these oddball species thrown in there because I'm running out of stack room. Yeah, that's nice. Just roll off the trailer there, you little son of a buck. But it must have been ash because I'm going to put it there. But then you get another opportunity. As you're swinging to the trailer, you get another opportunity to sort. So when you put in a stack, you sort somewhat, or I do, and then when you go to the trailer, you can do the rest of the sorting. But a lot of what I see Cotton Top's doing from his vidges, which I'm sure there's a lot that goes on off the vidges, you know, that you can't, that we ain't catching from him, is a lot of his stuff sorted, you know, as the truck backs in there, so he's not grabbing out of piles and sorting while he's got a truck driver sitting there looking at him. But in our application, we don't have a processor, so the guy on the boom is processing. So he's a busy bee. So sometimes truck driver has to kind of sit there and. But what we're doing here, there's no truck driver. Stevie's on the den, so I got all the time in the world to load as I cut up, which helps because a lot of times you can cut a log, grab it off the deck, swing around, put it on the trailer instead of putting it in a stack. You know, save some wear and tear on the den, the knuckle boom. Oh, and I get a lot of questions. I'm just kind of skipping around here. I get a lot of questions asking me about knuckle boom stuff. I ran knuckle boom for years. No, I don't know how many years. More than 10. Well over 10 years. Solid. I was the knuckle boom operator for over 10 years out here. And in that time, I got real used to boom and timing and stuff. But now, since we got the den, all the controls are different on a den, and the grapple is not a dangle mount grapple, so it acts a little bit different. And the den's way different operating than the knuckle boom is. So there's a lot of difference between the knuckle boom and the den as far as operating goes. It's complete opposites. Knuckle boom operates more like a crane. Den operates more like an excavator, you know. Things I like about the knuckle boom. I like the ability to see. I like how well you can see from it. I like the reach. It's got good reach compared to the den. And I like that hot saw. Other than that, I'd take den over knuckle boom any day. The hydraulics are a lot more responsive on the den. It's faster. It operates quicker. Without that dangle, wobble, and grapple, it's a lot more precise. You can come flying in quicker and grab something and take off another direction, you know, whereas the knuckle boom, you always got to wait for the grapple to settle just a little bit. Or you always, even if you ain't waiting, even if you're really in tune and going good, you still got to throw the grapple. You got to take the swing and the boom, and you kind of throw positive pitch in the grapple and follow it to the load, or negative. Let's see if I can give a good example. Like right there, I had to stop for a second and let my grapple get situated before I dropped it down the load. Whereas like the den, you don't do that stuff. You just get in there and just get after it. And you can't force a log like you can with a loader, like the Din Din, you can push a log over just like a wheel loader or something. You just grab it, push it over. With the knuckle boom, you got to kind of pick it up in the air and let it flop over and then set. You got to kind of use gravity. It's just a lot. It's just two whole different animals, and I like them both. And we designed this kitty cat in house with the saw package and stuff. Works out pretty good for our application. But no, it's not a. My buddy Luke, he tried to get me to get a track machine when we done this, but I just scared. And now, after having Din Din and everything, I sure wish we'd have listened to him and bit the bullet and went ahead and got a track machine. But that's all in the past. It's okay. But I don't know. I just got mixed emotions about it. I think it's a real good slasher. But as far as, there's always things a person can change. But we get along real good with the kitty cat. We're no complaints here on the kitty cat at all. It's been a real good rig for us. And but the comparing a knuckle boom and an excavator, it's just there's no comparison. They don't even compare good. Just the way they operate, it's just hard to imagine that there's that much difference in a machine that looks that close to the same. And like your lift and jib controls on knuckle booms a lot slower, and the wobble and grapple, the weight on that thing, it's just And I used to be good at one of these things. Now my timing's off pretty bad. I'm pretty sluggish on one now. But it usually takes me a day to get back into it. I've had a couple questions about that too in the past. It takes about a day to get back into rhythm with one of these, for me. But I ran one for, like I said, over 10 years straight. That's what I did for over 10 years, ran boom. Or ran slasher, But it takes me about a full day to get my timing all back in order to where I'm picking instead of banging. I'm not hitting metal on metal. I can come flying in a hurry and snatch up a piece of wood or pick up something small, or something like that. It takes a while to get the timing. Throwing chunks is nice with the knuckle boom and a dangle mount grapple, but that's about it. Yeah. But we're about to get Stevie loaded and get him. Now, Junkyard, he's basically, Stevie did the Din Din in here, the wood he's bringing in. Stevie did the processing, on the stump. And then, but it helps. One skidded all this. That junkie skidded probably, with that single arch skidder and hardwood, I'd say he skidded 11 loads. It's a not a far skid, but he skidded probably 11 loads with that skidder today, I believe. Maybe not that much. Maybe it's like 10. But we're driving. It's 2 hours of the job, so it's 4 hours of travel time a day. On every work day, we got 4 hours of travel time, to and from. So that's how much dead time we got, and I don't know what our actual work time is. It probably, I'd guess we start swinging wood at probably 8:30. Let's see, 5:30, 7:30. We probably start swinging wood at 7:30 or close to 8, and then we start shutting down about a little after 3. So what is that? And see, I made a cardinal sin here. When you're loading trucks, you load away from you first and then to you last. And here I got a log I got to set over on the blind side, and I cannot get it to set right. I'm fumbling around with it because I screwed up, put myself in jail. You always load the truck away from you. You always raise the opposite side of you up in the air and then load back to you. And I just got, like I said, I'm getting a little rusty. If I'd have been on a Din-Din, I wouldn't have made that mistake though, because that thing sets low enough. You don't make that mistake on it. But where was I at? Okay, 7:30 to 3 is 7.5 hours. We get 7.5 hours of logging time a day. That's what we've been getting up here. And that's it. So everything you're doing in that 7.5 hours. And we're usually doing, I think we're doing a consistent through the, see, we're moving yards every whip stitch, but I'd say consistently through the knuckle boom, the slasher, I'd say we're getting 8 to 9 loads a day consistently through it with this hopscotching we're doing. Each section has probably, so far up to the section we finally made it to, I think we're 8 to 14 loads a setting. So you go to, by the time you get set up and get stacked in real good, well, it's time to pick up and move again. So it just, this job's not been real economical as far as getting in there and just getting after it. But the last setting, I think the setting we just moved to today, I think is actually going to be the setting that's actually got the wood on it, to where we can set up shop and really get to town. If we can't set up for like a week and move the wood one spot for a week, it's hard to really roll the wood out, because all your time spent moving and resituating and setting up. It's just aggravating. And moving equipment around and shit like that. So, but thanks everybody for watching. I'll shut up now. And then there's more to this video. Maybe I'll post it at a later date. Maybe skip around a while and then come back to it later on. Thanks everybody. Later, taters. Hey everybody, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the buttons and leave me likes, comments, stuff. Let me know what's up. And to anybody's wanting Logger Wade gear, go to loggerwade.com and help yourself at the shop there. And we got all that good mess. Take care of it. And mostly just want to say thanks everybody. Hope everybody has a good one later on.